I literally have no other idea as to how to title, how to thumbnail, how to put this entire video together, because this topic is so weird, and it's something that I don't think we've ever talked about before. Anything similar to this sort of a conversation we've never had on this YouTube channel. Today, we are going over to the newest Montreal Canadiens acquiree, Patrik Laine. Everybody knows him. Everybody loves him, seemingly. Habs fans are all over Patty Laine, his story, his player profile, his superstar caliber status, and the entire city, the entire province of Quebec is excited for this. But when it comes to Patrik Laine, it seems like there have been some skeletons in the closet that have been uncovered and released publicly into the media. Okay, I say released as if it was like some sort of a thing that was being hidden, but no, it was actually talked about on a regular old radio show. Today, what I wanted to do was refer to some comments made by Aaron Portzline, who normally writes for The Athletic, for the Bishop and Friends podcast. Now, Bishop and Friends, the episode with Aaron Portzline, will be linked in the description, and it goes over how and when things went wrong between Patrik Laine and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Of course, we're all familiar with Aaron Portzline. He primarily does stuff for Columbus on The Athletic. And to help us out even further with this entire angle, we're going over onto an article on TVA Sports. Link to this will also be in the description, because it goes over the comments made by Portzline on the show and how some Columbus Blue Jackets veteran players tried to get Laine off of the team. Yeah, we're not talking about the goal scoring, baby. We're talking about the player dynamics and the teammate dynamics, too. This article was in French. I had to translate it to English via the Google machine, and it goes out there and starts with this. A recommendation for the Columbus Blue Jackets reportedly came out of a meeting between CBJ leaders. This meeting likely took place at the end of the 2020-2021 season, and the result was Patrik Laine must go, as must goaltender Elvis Merzlikins. At least, that's what the Athletics' renowned Blue Jackets reporter Aaron Portzline told us in an appearance on the Bishop and Friends radio show. Here's the tweet from the CBJ Center that goes out there and talks about this. Aaron Portzline on Bishop and Friends says that after the 2019-20 season, I believe he meant to say the 2020-2021 season, a meeting with veteran players took place. Cam Atkinson, Seth Jones, Zach Werenski, Gustav Nyquist, where they basically came back with, you gotta get Laine and Merzlikins out of here. Now, the tweet itself is not in French. It's straight up just in English, and it was posted on social media for everybody to go out there and review. And you can see the follow-up tweet here from CBJ Center. The segment starts with 3 minutes and 16 seconds left of the Bishop and Friends show. Then, you go over into the article. Of all the aforementioned players, by the way, only Zach Werenski remains a member of the Blue Jackets. The organization got wind of this meeting and they said, you know what? Let's get rid of all the players who said that about Laine and Merzlikins. Portzline continued, it's still troubling. The signal it sends is to not express your opinion and be honest. Rumors out of Winnipeg also pointed to friction between Laine and the Jets veterans at the time. However, Montreal Canadiens GM Kent Hughes stressed during his press briefing on Monday that the organization has done its homework. Don Waddell, Blue Jackets GM, allowed us to talk to him before we made the deal. Hughes told the media via video conference. That's what Jeff Gorton, Marty St. Louis, and I, Kent Hughes, did over the weekend. We came away from that conversation very satisfied. We were comfortable moving forward with the trade. So, this is very interesting. I don't think we've ever heard a report, an insider scoop from one of the main beat reporters of an NHL team straight up say, yeah, there was a meeting with these 4 veteran guys, and the conclusion of that meeting was that this other guy, this younger dude, he's got to get traded. I mean, younger dude, quote unquote. I mean, Seth Jones was what, 2013 drafted? Zach Werenski, 2015? Patty Laine is 2016. It's not like he's that much younger than these guys, but I mean, look, some of the other names, Gustav Nyquist, of course, he's a lot older, Cam Atkinson, but this is a really weird way to spell out that Patrik Laine was, in some way, not liked in the room. I'm gonna label this video, title it, thumbnail it with the phrase anti-Laine players. Because I feel like that's the only way we can describe this situation. And to have it go down where it's like, yeah, once the GM and management of the Blue Jackets got hold of this meeting, this conversation, the fact that they were even talking about their teammate like that, they're just like, yeah, sorry, buddy, sayonara, you're out. Like, no more. Cam Atkinson, Seth Jones got yeeted over to Chicago, and Gustav Nyquist spent the next few years bouncing around San Jose, Nashville. I mean, now he's doing really well in Nashville, so good on Nyquist. I mean, Nyquist is having probably a good time seeing that go down. But I do find it interesting how Aaron Portzline, at the end of this entire thing, pretty much says that it's alarming that this went down, not necessarily because the players were ganging up on Laine, but because the Blue Jackets management decided to punish those who had participated in that sort of a discussion. Maybe not directly, but the idea that Portzline brought up that, hey, you can't really speak your mind in the Blue Jackets organization, you can't be going out there and saying things. I can understand both points of views. Like, obviously, it's kind of shady to see players going around and having meetings amongst themselves and dictating, okay, yeah, this guy should be traded, that guy should be sent down. Like, the inmates run the asylum at that point. Like, that's not really how your hockey team is supposed to be managed. Sure, you want to get input from the guys who are the leaders, but if they're the ones calling the shots directly, it's not really appropriate for a professional hockey sports team. I mean, it should be the management making these kinds of decisions, right? But if it's gotten to a point, or if it had gotten to a point in Columbus where Patty Laine's, I don't know, his likability amongst the teammates was not there, if it was like, yeah, either they didn't like him or he was making himself unlikable, you know, there's a little bit of nuance there in how somebody could eventually get that sort of a status with the veterans of the team where they're all meeting up individually and saying, yeah, we got to trade him away. Not even just Laine, but Merzlikins too. Guess what? He's still there in Columbus as well. So it's kind of crazy how this seems to have all happened 4 years ago in 2020, 2021, how there were some guys in the CBJ organization that were very much against having Laine being brought back. And honestly, Laine in that season was good. If you go over to 2020, 2021, I mean, he had 3 points in one game as a Winnipeg Jet, 21 points in 45 games with the Blue Jackets, then the next 2 seasons he was a point per game with that team. You're telling me that you saw the guy who had injury problems in Winnipeg, he got traded over to Columbus, and after 45 games, the veterans on the team were like, yeah, he's got to go. Like, what do you got to do in 45 games of a sample size to set yourself up so badly that the veterans of the team now want you to get traded? I can't even really imagine how you could get to that point. So anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this entire Patrik Laine, anti-Laine player situation in Columbus. It's so difficult to fully absorb this idea, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section either way. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.